We're going to look at a little bit more of this opening the bones stuff, but bringing it into what we do internally with the body as well. So all of this stuff that we're doing here is about building energy in the body and cycling or circling energy internally. All of it with the aim of longevity and your general health. Yeah, that's what it's all about. So we leave the hands out for a second, although in a bit we're going to put them like, facing each other in the usual sort of position. Okay, so breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the nose. Now, when you breathe in, immediately lift up on the pelvic floor here and pull in your chi high acupuncture point. 1.5 inch below your tummy button, pull everything up and in. When you breathe out, just relax all that, let it go. And on the out breath, what you're going to do is, I think last time we had the concept of the avocado stone growing. The shoulders, the hips, the feet are the roots as well. So, but your arms even are the roots in this case. So everything just relaxes and settles and falls. It's as though your torso, you see where my hands are, I haven't touched them together. I've deliberately left a space in the middle of my body because that is where the shoot of the avocado will grow. So all of this will fall away and down, but the shoot of the avocado is your bum sitting on the chair, and you really relax the small of your back. Just do that as I talk. So you really relax the small of your back, right down your kidneys, down on the pelvis there, just the middle bit particularly, and you feel as though your spine is being allowed to unravel, as if it's been compressed, and you're now giving it permission just to undo, with the head balancing on the top. Yeah, just let that be lifted naturally. Don't try and lift it yourself. And your neck, don't leave that out. It's all part of the spine. This is all feeling like it's undoing, and everything else is falling away, including your arms, your feet and pelvis and your shoulders. These have to feel like they're settling. And then the middle is revealed. That's what we want. Other analogies that sometimes help. Hang on a second, let me just do this a second. Yeah, so I think I might have said these before, but other analogies may help are when you really feel inside you, it's as if your spine is, if you treat it as a coil of spring which has been compressed and you allow it to unravel, you allow the spring to undo, then that works. There's those rather horrible things, jack-in-the-boxes, that they used to have in Victorian times and probably after Edwardian as well. Where you lift the lid off and out pops the spring with a head on. So in effect, the torso is everything settling down. It's the box, I suppose. And then you have the feeling of the spring of your spine with the head on the top just popping out. I don't know if it helps or not, but they're just ideas. So if you just do it as much as you can. So we're breathing in and out, lift, pull on the in-breath, and then on the out-breath, everything settles and the spring releases, if you're going to use that analogy, or the spine undoes, head balancing on top. So keep going. Just keep doing it while I'm talking. So when you do breathing practices, it's often people often think that they should do a lot of breathing, an awful lot of breathing, because you're doing a breathing practice. But actually, you find that breathing practices will ultimately slow your breathing down. So you're not doing 10 breaths a minute, you're doing 2, 1.5, maybe 3, whatever. You know, you're not. It's not full on heavy duty breathing solidly. So the more you practice this kind of thing, you'll find the slower your breathing will get, and the less breathing you'll do in a minute. So don't feel that you've got to keep taking another in-breath. There really is no hurry, and don't try and make it so. So what you do is, when you have finished breathing out, and we've had this with abdominal breathing in the past, when you think you've finished breathing out, instead of breathing in again and lifting perineum, pulling in chi high, instead of doing that, just take your time and relax somewhere else inside. Probably your torso is best, but to be honest, it works with anywhere. You could even relax your big toenails on your left foot, you know, or right on your feet. But it does work slightly better with the chest and with the abdomen, simply because that's where we hold a lot of tension, which holds the breathing, holds the breath in. So you do your in-breath, and then you breathe out and you do this spine stuff, springs if you're using it. And then you're not in a hurry to take the next breath. Just take your time before you do the next breath. And when you're ready, do it, you know, and then you're back in the cycle again. Okay, it's fine. Bring your hands to here. Now, elbows a little bit forwards of your body, simply because of what we're going to do. Okay. So you're going to not do this. We're not doing that. We're going to bring the hands towards us. So as you breathe in, lift your pelvic floor, bring the hands back towards you, lift your pelvic floor, pull the chi high acupuncture points in, lift your hands up. And when you breathe out, just push the hands away towards your screen slightly, completely relax and take your time. It's going to take longer to breathe out than breathe in, okay? And you just repeat, any speed you want. So I'm deliberately, it sounds like I'm forcing it, and I don't mean that. I was going to say I'm deliberately taking longer over the out breath, and what I really mean is I'm doing the extra relaxation at the end, so it's going to take me longer to breathe out. Okay, just keep going. So if you remember, the out breath is where you let the whole body, now we can't do it with the hands so much, but we can let the elbows feel heavy. I'm letting the whole body settle on the out breath as if that is part of the earth and the spring is part of, if you like, the universe, the heavens, skies, whatever you want, however you want to visualize it. So I'm letting my spring go on the out breath still, and I'm really letting the body settle in the process. So I think a couple of weeks ago, we touched on this very briefly, where we're trying to, one of the sort of ideas here is that there is heavens, the heavens, there's human in the middle, and then there's the earth, the planet, if you like. And the human is the conduit between the two. So constant interchange of energy between the two, heavens and earth. and we are acting as a conduit in the middle. So you need to make yourself a conduit. Now, a conduit cannot be blocked. It doesn't work otherwise. So you need to empty your pipeline. This is both on the lifting here, because you need the energy to rise, but you also need the energy just to fall here. So you need an empty space. So any blockage in a water pipe is just going to stop the water flowing downwards. Same here on the lift. So total relaxation is the key here. Okay, so whatever speed you're going at, do not feel obliged to go at my speed. So today, maybe I'm faster than I might normally be, or maybe I'm slower than I might than some other times. It's going to vary from day to day. If you practice this enough, it would actually, by the end of the practice, say you did 20 minutes every day just practicing this, by the end of your practice, after 20 minutes, even if you started off very stressy and very fast, you're going to end up probably at the same speed every time if you've practiced it and you've really felt what you're doing. Your central nervous system will have calmed down. Your sympathetic nervous system would have rebalanced with the parasympathetic. So I'm very conscious when I lower my hands and my feet on the ground, because although I'm not standing up, and you can do this standing up, although I'm not standing up, they're part of my roots sinking into the ground. So I feel the feet and I undo the bones in the feet. I don't want tension in the feet. So I'm not saying I make the bones space more. If I want to, I can include that concept. So as I lift the hands up now, I feel like the bones are getting wider in my palms and my feet, and all the joints actually, but anyway. And when I lower here, I'm just hanging the muscles between the bones in my hands and feet. So I'm not actively squeezing feet or hands. I'm merely connecting, in the case of the feet, to the ground. In the case of the hands, I'm actually connecting to the front of my body, but let's just say that for the moment, the hands are connecting together. Just do one more. Okay, just finish the one you're doing and bring your hands out. Now, don't scrunch your hands up together. Just keep them open, keep that, although it's going to be difficult because I'm going to ask you to move your chair, but try and do your best you can. So you still have the feeling of the palms open here as much as you possibly can. And we're just going to do it very simple, just 3 times, and you use the same principle here. So you take your arms out sideways, over your head, and everything is now settling down. But your spine is releasing, the spring of your spine's undoing, and everything's settling down. Even your hands are helping into the being roots now. You breathe in. Now, don't do the lift of the perineum. You don't need to. And the chi high. Don't worry about that. Just this settling action is the main thing. This is you planting yourself and allowing the shoot of your spine to go up towards the sun, the universe, whatever. I've no idea how many that is. Let's do one more. I don't know if you've noticed while you're doing this, there's a very good chance that whilst you were doing it, back to your sides, whilst you were doing it, your weight was shifting from the ball to the heel. Every time you do that, it triggers a different set of connective tissue in the body.